Have you ever wondered how your sexual health might change as you age? Or maybe you're curious about whether staying sexually active in your later years makes a difference to your overall well being? Let's dive into the topic of masturbation in old age and what happens if you choose to pause or keep going with this natural part of life. I'm here to break it all down for you with science backed insights and practical advice tailored for seniors. So, grab a comfy seat and let's talk about what's going on with your body and mind as you navigate this stage of life. 1. Why sexual health matters in your senior years. Sexual health isn't just a young person's game. It's a lifelong journey that plays a big role in how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally, even as you hit your 60s, 70s, or beyond. Masturbation, as one of the simplest and most private forms of sexual expression, can have surprising benefits for seniors, but it's also okay to step back from it if that's your choice. So, what happens if you don't masturbate in old age? Let's unpack the science and the real-world effects. First off, your body is always changing, and aging brings some shifts in how your sexual systems function. For men, testosterone levels naturally decline by about 1% per year after age 30, which can lower libido and affect sexual function. Women experience changes too, with menopause reducing estrogen levels, which can lead to vaginal dryness or a dip in sexual desire. These changes are normal, but they don't mean your sexual health stops mattering. Masturbation, or the lack of it, can influence several aspects of your health, from your hormones to your heart. If you stop masturbating entirely, your body might miss out on some natural benefits. Regular sexual activity, including masturbation, acts like a gentle workout for your pelvic floor muscles. These muscles support your bladder, bowels, and, for women, the uterus. Keeping them active can reduce the risk of issues like urinary incontinence, which affects up to 30% of seniors over 65, according to studies in the Journal of Urology. Without regular stimulation, those muscles can weaken over time, potentially leading to problems like difficulty controlling your bladder or even discomfort during daily activities. Beyond muscles, masturbation helps maintain blood flow to your pelvic region. Good circulation is key to keeping tissues healthy, especially as you age and blood vessels naturally stiffen. For men, regular ejaculation, whether through masturbation or partnered sex, has been linked to a lower risk of prostate issues. A 2016 study from Harvard Medical School found that men who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a 20% lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who ejaculated less frequently. While this doesn't mean masturbation is a cure, it suggests that staying sexually active could support prostate health. If you stop entirely, you might lose this protective effect, though the exact impact varies from person to person. For women, masturbation can help maintain vaginal health. Post-menopause, lower estrogen levels can cause vaginal tissues to thin and dry, making sex or even routine gynecological exams uncomfortable. Regular stimulation, even solo, promotes natural lubrication and keeps tissues more elastic. A study in Menopause Journal showed that women who maintained sexual activity after menopause reported less vaginal atrophy and fewer symptoms like pain during intercourse. Choosing not to masturbate might mean missing out on this natural maintenance, which could lead to discomfort over time. But it's not just physical. Your brain gets a boost from sexual activity too. Masturbation triggers the release of feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, which reduce stress and promote a sense of calm. As you age, stress can hit harder, contributing to issues like anxiety or even mild depression, which affect about 15% of seniors, per the National Institute on Aging. Without the occasional mood lift from masturbation, you might notice a subtle dip in your emotional resilience, especially if you're already dealing with life changes like retirement or loss of loved ones. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I just don't feel the urge anymore, and that's okay. That's totally valid. Aging can naturally lower libido, and medications, health conditions, or personal preferences all play a role. If you choose not to masturbate, your body won't fall apart overnight. But understanding these benefits might help you make informed choices about staying active in ways that feel right for you. Maybe it's not about forcing anything but finding a rhythm that supports your overall health. Let's talk about how to keep things comfortable if you do want to stay active. For men, using a water-based lubricant can make masturbation easier, especially if age-related changes have reduced natural moisture. For women, a lubricant or even a low-dose vaginal estrogen cream prescribed by your doctor can help with dryness. Start slow if it's been a while, and don't feel pressured to meet some imaginary quota. Even once or twice a month can make a difference. 2. The emotional and social side of sexual activity. Sexual health isn't just about your body, it's deeply tied to your emotions and even your social life. As a senior, you're navigating a phase where relationships, self-image, and mental well-being take on new layers of importance. So, what happens to your mind and social connections if you step away from masturbation or sexual activity altogether? Masturbation is a private way to stay connected to your sense of self. It's a moment to check in with your body, feel pleasure, and reinforce that you're still a sexual being, no matter your age. This can be especially powerful if you're single or widowed, as about 40% of people over 65 are, according to U.S. Census Bureau data. Without this personal connection to your sexuality, you might feel a gradual drift from your sense of vitality. It's not about vanity, it's about feeling alive and engaged with yourself. If you stop masturbating, you might notice a subtle shift in how you view your body. Aging already comes with enough challenges: gray hair, wrinkles, maybe a slower step. Sexual inactivity can sometimes amplify feelings of being past your prime, especially in a culture that glorifies youth. A 2018 study in The Gerontologist found that seniors who maintained sexual activity, including masturbation, reported higher self-esteem and a stronger sense of identity compared to those who didn't. This doesn't mean you have to be sexually active to feel good about yourself, but it's worth noting that staying in touch with this part of you can bolster confidence. Socially, your sexual health can influence how you connect with others. If you're in a relationship, masturbation can actually support your partnership. It takes pressure off your partner to meet all your sexual needs, which can be helpful if one of you has a lower libido or health challenges. It also keeps you in tune with your desires, making it easier to communicate what you want with your partner. A 2020 study in sexual medicine found that couples over 60 who maintained individual sexual practices, like masturbation, reported higher relationship satisfaction than those who relied solely on partnered sex. On the flip side, choosing not to masturbate might mean missing out on these emotional perks. Without that private outlet, you might feel more dependent on a partner for intimacy, which can strain relationships if your needs don't align. Or, if you're single, you might feel less connected to your sensual side, which can make flirting or dating feel more daunting. That said, everyone's different. Some seniors find emotional fulfillment through other outlets like hobbies, friendships, or spiritual practices, and that's perfectly okay. If you want to keep masturbation in your life, think of it as self-care, like a warm bath or a good book. Create a comfortable space, maybe dim lights, soft music, or a favorite scent. If libido is low, try exploring non-sexual touch first, like massaging your arms or legs, to reconnect with your body. For those who feel masturbation isn't for them, focus on other ways to nurture your emotional health, like journaling or talking with a trusted friend. The goal is to feel good in your skin, however you get there. 3. Hormonal and heart health connections. Let's dive deeper into the intricate interplay between masturbation, or its absence, and how it shapes the delicate balance of hormones and heart health, particularly as we navigate the complexities of aging. The human body is an extraordinary system, with hormones acting as the conductors of a vast physiological orchestra, and the heart serving as the steady drumbeat that sustains life's rhythm. Sexual activity, including masturbation, is more than just a fleeting moment of pleasure. It's a practice that can subtly, yet significantly influence these critical systems, offering benefits that ripple across physical and emotional well-being. Starting with hormones, masturbation plays a nuanced role in maintaining their equilibrium, especially as the body ages and its natural processes begin to slow. For men, testosterone is a cornerstone hormone, not only fueling libido, but also supporting a range of functions critical to vitality. Beyond its role in sexual health, testosterone bolsters muscle mass, strengthens bones, and even shapes mood and cognitive clarity. As men age, testosterone levels naturally decline, typically by about 1–2% per year after age 30, which can lead to reduced energy, diminished muscle strength, and a dip in mental sharpness. However, regular ejaculation through masturbation may help mitigate this decline. The 2019 study in andrology highlighted that men over 60 who ejaculated at least weekly maintained slightly higher testosterone levels compared to those who abstained. While the difference isn't monumental, it's enough to contribute to a sense of vigor and resilience. This suggests that masturbation, even if infrequent, can act as a natural nudge to keep testosterone levels from plummeting too rapidly. The mechanism behind this lies in the body's feedback loops. Ejaculation stimulates the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, the system responsible for testosterone production. When sexual activity is consistent, it signals to the body that testosterone is still in demand, potentially slowing the age-related decline. Without this stimulation, the body may downregulate testosterone production more quickly, leading to subtle but noticeable effects. A bit less drive, a touch more fatigue, or a slight dip in confidence. While abstaining from masturbation won't cause a catastrophic drop in testosterone, it may mean missing out on a low-effort way to support hormonal health. For men navigating the challenges of aging, such as reduced physical stamina or emotional resilience, this small boost can make a meaningful difference. For women, the hormonal benefits of masturbation are equally compelling, though they operate through different pathways. Masturbation promotes the release of oxytocin, often dubbed the love hormone for its role in bonding and emotional connection. Oxytocin is a powerful counterbalance to cortisol, the stress hormone that tends to climb with age, particularly in response to life's inevitable pressures. Elevated cortisol levels are linked to a cascade of health issues, including weight gain, weakened immunity, and even cognitive decline, all of which can hit older adults harder. The 2017 study in psychoneuroendocrinology demonstrated that sexual activity, including masturbation, boosted oxytocin levels, which in turn reduced cortisol by up to 15% in older adults. This reduction can translate to tangible benefits: less tension, better sleep, and a greater sense of calm during stressful moments. Oxytocin's effects extend beyond stress relief. It fosters a sense of emotional well-being, which is particularly valuable for women as they age and face hormonal shifts, such as those during menopause. Menopause often brings a decline in estrogen and progesterone, which can disrupt mood, sleep, and even sexual desire. Masturbation, by triggering oxytocin release, can serve as a natural mood stabilizer, helping to offset some of these challenges. It's not a cure-all, but it's a simple, accessible way to support emotional and hormonal balance. For women who abstain from masturbation, the absence of this oxytocin boost might mean a slightly higher susceptibility to stress-related symptoms, especially during periods of hormonal flux or external pressure. Beyond hormones, the heart stands to gain from the gentle physicality of masturbation. While it's not equivalent to running a 5K or lifting weights, masturbation engages the cardiovascular system in a meaningful way. It elevates heart rate, increases blood flow, and stimulates the release of nitric oxide, a compound that helps blood vessels relax and stay flexible. These effects, though modest, contribute to better cardiovascular health over time. The 2010 study in the American Journal of Cardiology found that men who engaged in regular sexual activity, including masturbation, had a 30% lower risk of cardiovascular events, such as heart attacks or strokes, compared to those who were less active. The reasons are multifaceted. Improved blood flow reduces strain on the heart, lower blood pressure eases the workload on arteries, and stress reduction helps prevent the chronic inflammation that can damage cardiovascular tissue. Women, too, reap cardiovascular rewards from sexual activity. Research has shown that women who engage in regular sexual activity, including masturbation, tend to have lower resting blood pressure and better markers of heart health, such as improved endothelial function, the ability of blood vessels to dilate and contract effectively. These benefits are particularly important as women age, as postmenopausal changes can increase the risk of heart disease due to declining estrogen levels, which normally offers some protection to the cardiovascular system. Masturbation, as a form of light physical activity, provides a low-stakes way to keep the heart engaged and resilient. If masturbation isn't part of your routine, the absence of these cardiovascular benefits doesn't spell doom, but it does mean you might need to be more intentional about incorporating other heart-healthy habits. Regular movement, whether it's a brisk walk, yoga, or even dancing to your favorite music, can replicate some of the cardiovascular perks of masturbation. The key is consistency. The heart thrives on regular, moderate activity that keeps blood flowing and arteries supple. For those who are sexually inactive, either by choice or circumstance, these alternative activities become even more important to maintain cardiovascular health. The interplay between masturbation, hormones, and heart health also intersects with other lifestyle factors. For instance, medications commonly prescribed to older adults, such as antidepressants or antihypertensives, can dampen libido or sexual function, making masturbation less appealing or more difficult. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, for example, are notorious for reducing sexual desire, while beta blockers can impair erectile function in men or arousal in women. If these medications are affecting your ability to engage in sexual activity, a conversation with your doctor can be invaluable. They might adjust your dosage, switch you to a different medication, or suggest strategies to mitigate side effects, such as timing your medication to avoid interfering with sexual activity. For those with heart conditions, it's also worth discussing whether sexual activity, including masturbation, is safe. In most cases, it's not only safe but beneficial, as long as it's approached with moderation and awareness of your physical limits. Diet and stress management also play a role in amplifying the benefits of masturbation for hormones and heart health. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats like those found in olive oil or avocados supports both hormonal balance and cardiovascular function. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish like salmon, can reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel health, complementing the cardiovascular benefits of masturbation. Similarly, practices like deep breathing, meditation, or mindfulness can enhance the stress-reducing effects of oxytocin release, creating a synergistic effect that keeps cortisol in check. Age-related changes in the body can make masturbation feel less intuitive or accessible, but there are ways to adapt. For men, erectile dysfunction or reduced sensitivity might require exploring new forms of stimulation, such as using lubricants or focusing on different erogenous zones. For women, vaginal dryness, a common issue during menopause, can be addressed with moisturizers or estrogen-based creams, making masturbation more comfortable and enjoyable. These small adjustments can help maintain sexual activity as a regular part of life, preserving its hormonal and cardiovascular benefits. It's also worth addressing the psychological and social dimensions of masturbation, as these can influence whether someone chooses to incorporate it into their routine. Cultural stigmas, personal beliefs, or past experiences may create barriers, particularly for older adults who grew up in environments where sexual self-expression was taboo. Yet, as research continues to highlight the health benefits of sexual activity, these stigmas are gradually eroding. Masturbation is increasingly recognized as a normal, healthy practice that can contribute to overall well-being, regardless of age or relationship status. For those who choose not to masturbate, whether due to preference, health issues, or other reasons, the key is to find alternative ways to support hormonal and cardiovascular health. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and stress management techniques can fill the gap, ensuring that the body's orchestra stays in tune and the heart's drumbeat remains strong. Even light activities, like gardening or stretching, can provide cardiovascular benefits, while practices like yoga or tai chi can promote hormonal balance by reducing stress and encouraging mindfulness. Incorporating masturbation into your routine doesn't have to be a high-pressure endeavor. A frequency of once or twice a week is enough to yield benefits without feeling like a chore. It's about listening to your body and finding what feels natural and sustainable. For those in relationships, masturbation can complement partnered sexual activity, offering a way to maintain sexual health even when circumstances like differing libidos or physical limitations make partnered sex less frequent. The decision to masturbate or not is deeply personal, shaped by individual preferences, health conditions, and life circumstances. What matters most is understanding the potential benefits and making informed choices about how to care for your hormones and heart as you age. By staying attuned to your body's needs and incorporating small, intentional habits, whether through masturbation, exercise, or stress relief, you can keep your physiological orchestra playing harmoniously, ensuring vitality and resilience well into your later years. 4. Common challenges and how to navigate them. As you age, masturbation might not feel as straightforward as it once did. Maybe your body doesn't respond the way it used to, or you're dealing with health conditions that make it trickier. Let's talk about the common hurdles seniors face and how to work around them. Whether you want to keep masturbating or decide it's not for you. One big challenge is physical changes. For men, erectile dysfunction, ED, can make arousal or orgasm harder to achieve. ED affects about 50% of men over 70, per the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases. For women, vaginal dryness or discomfort can make stimulation less enjoyable. These issues can make masturbation feel frustrating, leading some to stop altogether. But stopping doesn't mean your sexual health has to take a back seat. If you're dealing with ED, don't assume it's just part of aging. Talk to your doctor. They might check for underlying issues like low testosterone, diabetes, or heart disease. Medications like Viagra or Cialis can help, but so can lifestyle tweaks like reducing stress or quitting smoking. Using a lubricant can also make masturbation easier, and experimenting with different types of touch, like focusing on other erogenous zones, can keep things enjoyable. For women, vaginal dryness is a common roadblock, but it's manageable. Over-the-counter lubricants like silicone or water-based options can make a big difference. If dryness persists, ask your doctor about vaginal estrogen, which comes in creams, tablets, or rings and can restore tissue health with minimal side effects. A 2021 study in The Lancet found that low-dose vaginal estrogen improved comfort during sexual activity for 80% of postmenopausal women within 12 weeks. Another challenge is low libido, which can stem from medications, stress, or health conditions like arthritis or depression. If you're not in the mood, that's okay, don't force it. Instead, try small steps to reconnect with your body. Warm baths, gentle stretching, or even reading something romantic can spark interest without pressure. If medications are the culprit, your doctor might suggest alternatives or lower doses. Pain or mobility issues can also get in the way. Arthritis, which affects over 50% of seniors over 65 per the CDC, can make certain positions or movements uncomfortable. Try using pillows to support your body or explore tools like vibrators, which can reduce strain on your hands or joints. There are even senior-friendly sex toys designed with ergonomic grips. Check out brands like WeVibe or Lilo for options. If you decide masturbation isn't for you, that's perfectly fine. But don't let physical challenges make the choice for you. Address them with your doctor or a physical therapist who specializes in pelvic health. They can offer tailored advice, like pelvic floor exercises to improve strength and sensation. If you're feeling shy about these conversations, remember that doctors hear these concerns all the time. You're not alone, and there's no judgment. 5. Making informed choices for your lifestyle. At the end of the day, whether or not to masturbate in old age is a personal choice, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. What matters is making decisions that align with your health, comfort, and values. Let's wrap up with some practical tips to help you navigate this part of your life. Whether you choose to stay sexually active or focus on other ways to stay vibrant, if you want to keep masturbation in your routine, make it easy and enjoyable. Set aside private time when you're relaxed, maybe after a warm shower or before bed. Experiment with what feels good, whether it's using your hands, a toy, or even just light touch. If libido is low, try boosting it naturally with foods like dark chocolate or nuts, which support blood flow and mood. A 2019 study in nutrients found that diets rich in omega-3s and antioxidants like those in walnuts or salmon improved sexual function in older adults by 10–15%. If you're choosing not to masturbate, focus on other ways to support your health. Pelvic floor exercises, like Kegels, can mimic some of the physical benefits of sexual activity. To do a Kegel, tighten the muscles you'd use to stop urinating, hold for 5 seconds, then release. Aim for 10–15 reps a day. These strengthen your pelvic floor, reducing the risk of incontinence or prolapse. Regular exercise, like walking or yoga, also boosts circulation and mood, helping you feel energized without sexual activity. Your mental and emotional health are just as important. If masturbation isn't your thing, nurture your sense of connection through friendships, hobbies, or volunteering. A 2020 study in the Journals of Gerontology found that seniors who stayed socially active reported 20% lower rates of loneliness and better overall health. Find what lights you up, whether it's painting, gardening, or chatting with grandkids. If you're in a relationship, talk openly with your partner about your needs and theirs. Masturbation can be a way to stay sexually connected, even if partnered sex is less frequent. If you're single, remember that your sexual health is still yours to nurture, whether through masturbation or other forms of self-care. One last tip: check in with your doctor regularly. They can screen for conditions that affect sexual health, like diabetes or thyroid issues, and offer solutions tailored to you. Don't be afraid to bring up sexual health. It's a normal part of aging, and they're there to help. So, there you have it, a deep dive into what happens if you don't masturbate in old age and how to make choices that keep you feeling your best. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Have you found ways to stay connected to your sexual health as you've aged? Or maybe you've got a question I can answer. I'm all ears. Or rather, all text. Stay healthy, stay vibrant, and I'll catch you in the next one.